Most of what we build depends entirely on cooperation and managing our individual and group tasks effectively. Confluence can help you capture, manage, and report upon your tasks, turning large work items into small steps. It can also extract action items from meetings, making your meetings more productive. Let's jump in. Here we are inside a typical space. The first thing we're going to look at is using the meeting notes template. By keeping our meeting notes directly inside the space, we can capture and make use of information, which in more traditional systems can sometimes get lost in email. This space doesn't have any meeting notes yet, so the first thing we're going to do is add them. On the top bar, click the button with the 3 dots, the Create from Template button. Now, just scroll down, highlight the meeting notes template, and click on the Create button. These are our first meeting notes for this space. They can be edited and function like a standard page. Everything on this page can be changed to suit what you need, but it will work for most people as it is. I usually change the page title to something more descriptive, and also the date to reflect the actual date of the meeting. When I click on the date, I can select a date for the meeting from the pop-out calendar. This page is for meeting notes only. You will still need to organize your colleagues' electronic diaries using your own email calendar application, or the excellent Team Calendars add-on for Confluence if you have that installed. This is why no time or place for the meeting can be set here. When I add my attendees using the @ symbol, they will still be notified in their Confluence workbox automatically when the page is published. The more traditional way of organizing meetings using only email can bottleneck the meeting agenda in one place and with one person. Meeting notes are accessible to everyone before, during, and after the meeting. Everyone can see and update these meeting notes as they need to, which means the bottleneck disappears. The Action Items section is a standard task list. You can immediately begin to create action items now, or you can fill these in during the meeting. Each action will become a task, which can be assigned and tracked. When you're happy with the first draft of these meeting notes, just hit the Publish button. People that we've mentioned on the page will be notified automatically via their workbox or in a separate email. Now, back on the Space homepage, notice that we have 2 new items in the sidebar, not just one. We have the meeting note page itself, which we've just created, and also a completely new page called Meeting Notes. The first time we create a meeting note in a space, this meeting notes page will be automatically created for us. The page organizes all of the meeting notes for our space and includes an interactive task report. To create new meeting notes for this space and to keep them organized, simply press the Create Meeting Note button on this page. This will create a new meeting note page for you, and also keep this new page nested underneath the main meeting notes heading. You may find that the very first meeting note that you actually create in a space does not sit under the meeting notes heading in the sidebar, as ours does here. If this happens, just click on the Space Tools button and use the Reorder Pages option to move your first meeting note so that it will be nested with all the others under the central meeting notes page. As I mentioned earlier, these meeting notes will not book meeting rooms or organize your colleagues' diaries. So, you have 2 options here, depending on what you are using. If you are using a third-party application, such as Microsoft Outlook or Google Mail to organize your calendar in electronic diaries, then copy and paste a link to this meeting note page into your separate calendar or email application. To do this, just open the meeting note page, click on the page menu, and select Page Information. Copy the tiny link and paste this into the email calendar application that you're using to organize your colleagues' electronic diaries. If you are lucky enough to be using the fantastic Team Calendars add-on for Confluence, then you don't need this step at all. With Team Calendars for Confluence, simply select this meeting notes page directly from inside the calendar as you create the meeting event. And that's it. Everything is kept inside Confluence, nice and simple. Now, let's look at what happens when we have our meeting and how we can turn our meeting into a set of productive tasks. Let's open our meeting note and simulate 3 tasks generated out of our team meeting. Confluence will then manage and track these for us. The Action Items section is a simple task list. Mention the person you want to give the tasks to using the @ symbol. The first person mentioned in the task is the person who will be assigned to the task. They are called the assignee. You can mention other people on the task line after the assignee, but the task will not be assigned to them. The task will only be assigned to the first person mentioned. Enter a brief description of your task, then type 2 characters to bring up a small calendar and select the date the task is due. And that's us. To save these new tasks and automatically notify the assignees of their individual tasks, simply publish the page, and Confluence will do the rest. It's that easy. Now, let's look at the next part of the process, which is managing our tasks. Before we leave this page, however, notice that the task summary report is now automatically reporting on all of our new tasks, taken from our meeting notes. The person assigned to each task can mark their tasks complete by ticking the checkbox on the report, or from the original page where the task was created, or from their own tasks page, which we'll look at later. Now, we'll open our Space homepage and look at how we can place a task summary report, or a task list, on any other page in Confluence. Our teams place task lists on pages wherever they are needed. This helps us to break down large pieces of work into smaller and more manageable chunks. To place a task list on any page, simply edit the page and place the cursor where you'd like the task list to appear. Now, simply hit the Insert Task List button on the Edit toolbar. A task list will be immediately placed onto the page. You can add a heading on the line above the task list if you like to describe what these tasks relate to. You can start adding tasks immediately. To save these tasks, just publish the page. To add more tasks later, just edit the page again and add more tasks. When tasks have been completed by the assignee, they simply use the tick box to indicate this, and Confluence does the rest. You can also place a task report macro on key pages, such as your Space homepage, or other key pages within your Space. To place a task report on any page, simply click the Edit button to edit the page. Place the cursor on the page, in the place where you want to insert the task report. Now, click the Insert More Content button, then select Other Macros from the drop-down menu. The task report can be found in the Confluence Content section, or you can simply search for the word task using the search box top right. The task report is perfect for all team members or project managers who may have to collect data from several spaces at once. So, if you are a project manager or team leader, the task report is going to make your life a lot easier. Task reports are not confined to a single space. We can easily report on tasks found on several task lists. From multiple spaces or pages, including pages tagged with specific page labels. Page labels are great for pulling together information from multiple task lists from several spaces or teams. Just create page labels that match the name of your projects and ask your teams to use these on pages where they keep their own task lists. You can then see all the tasks on one report. We can also report on tasks assigned to specific team members or tasks that were created between specific dates. When you have made your selection, just click the Insert button to place the task report on the page and then hit the Publish button. When we now look at the page, we can see the full report. It's worth pointing out that there could be a slight delay while the new report gathers your data. If this happens, just wait a while until the report is set up. Once the report is established, it should work in more or less real time. Okay, so we've looked at how to make our meetings more productive by extracting tasks using meeting notes, plus how to place task lists and task reports on our pages. But how do we interact with these tasks on a personal level? Whenever a task is assigned to us, we will receive a notification in our workbox and also in an email. To see all of your personal tasks in one place, simply click on your profile picture and select Tasks. The Tasks page is simplicity itself. I can see all tasks assigned to me and all tasks that I have assigned to others, plus completed and incomplete tasks. To mark a task as complete, just click the box next to the task. You can also mark the task as completed on the page where the task list originated, or from a task report on any other page. Using tasks and meeting notes can make your work simpler and more effective. Tasks are particularly good at breaking down large chunks of work into smaller, more manageable pieces. If you use the Team Calendars for Confluence add-on, then your meeting notes will integrate seamlessly with your team calendar. We highly recommend it. And that's us. Our task here is complete. Enjoy and have fun.